Unlocking Revenue, a comprehensive analysis of YouTube creators' profit models in 2023. Introduction. In 2023, YouTube has solidified its position as a leading platform for content creators worldwide, serving over 1.5 billion active users monthly. However, despite its vast reach, the monetization landscape for creators, especially those in developing regions like Botswana, remains fraught with challenges. This report synthesizes insights from a Reddit discussion and a detailed analysis by Gopolang Ditlhokwa published in InTech Open, highlighting the complexities of YouTube's profit models and the implications for filmmakers facing algorithmic biases and geo-restrictions. Overview of YouTube monetization. Basic monetization mechanics. The Reddit discussion provides a foundational understanding of YouTube's monetization framework. Creators must meet specific thresholds, 1,000 subscribers and 4,000 watch hours over the past year, to qualify for the YouTube Partner Program (YPP). Revenue is primarily generated through ad placements, channel memberships, and super chat during live streams. However, this model inherently favors content that achieves high engagement metrics, often sidelining niche or culturally specific content. Challenges for creators in developing regions. Ditlhokwa's analysis delves deeper into the struggles of filmmakers in Botswana, illustrating how YouTube's algorithm poses significant barriers to monetization. Key obstacles include algorithmic bias. The recommendation system favors mainstream content, limiting the visibility of serious or culturally specific works. This results in decreased viewership and monetization opportunities for creators producing content that doesn't align with high engagement trends. Geo-restrictions. Many monetization features are unavailable in Botswana due to regional IP restrictions, which hampers local filmmakers' ability to earn revenue from their content. Comparative analysis of sources. Both sources converge on the idea that YouTube's algorithm can act as a double-edged sword. While it can amplify popular content, it often marginalizes creators from underrepresented backgrounds. Both discussions emphasize the need for a critical re-evaluation of YouTube's policies to foster a more inclusive environment for diverse filmmakers. However, they differ in their depth of analysis. The Reddit discussion offers a broad overview of monetization mechanics, while Ditlhokwa employs a critical theory perspective focusing on the socioeconomic dynamics that influence content visibility and monetization potential. This disparity highlights the power imbalances in the creator-platform relationship, reinforcing existing inequities. Timeline of relevant events. 1. Rise of YouTube. By 2022, YouTube had become a dominant platform with over 1.5 billion monthly users. 2. Algorithmic bias scrutiny. In 2023, there was increasing criticism regarding how YouTube's algorithm perpetuates inequalities in content visibility, particularly affecting marginalized creators. 3. Regulatory discussions. Ongoing conversations regarding the need for regulatory changes to support filmmakers in navigating YouTube's monetization landscape. Key findings from Ditlhokwa's analysis. Filmmaker challenges. 1. Limited access to monetization. Due to geo-restrictions, many filmmakers in Botswana cannot access key monetization features. This limitation prevents them from benefiting financially from their content. 2. High competition and low viewership. Filmmakers often struggle to compete with a saturated market and mainstream content which dominates viewer attention. 3. Cultural underrepresentation. The algorithm's preference for high engagement content further marginalizes serious works that reflect Botswana's cultural narratives. Opportunities and recommendations. Despite these challenges, the study emphasizes potential avenues for growth. Global audience reach. YouTube allows Botswana filmmakers to showcase their work to a global audience, potentially attracting international interest and investment. Regulatory changes. There is a pressing need for local regulatory bodies to negotiate agreements with YouTube to enable monetization for Botswana-based creators. Creative strategies: filmmakers can leverage trending topics and collaborate with other creators to enhance their visibility on the platform. Conclusion: enabling underrepresented voices to thrive in the digital space. The comprehensive analysis of YouTube creators' profit models in 2023, particularly through the lens of filmmakers in Botswana, reveals several counterintuitive insights about the platform's monetization landscape. These insights challenge conventional wisdom regarding the relationship between content quality, geographic location, and revenue potential on YouTube. 1. Algorithmic bias versus content quality. A common assumption is that high-quality serious content naturally garners attention and revenue. However, the findings suggest that YouTube's algorithm favors content that generates high engagement metrics such as clickbait or comedic videos rather than serious or niche content. This creates a paradox where creators producing culturally significant or artistically valuable work struggle to gain visibility and monetization opportunities, despite their content being of high quality. 2. Regional restrictions and opportunities. There is a widespread belief that the global nature of platforms like YouTube allows all creators equal access to monetization. Yet the study highlights that filmmakers in Botswana face geo-restrictions that prevent them from accessing monetization features available to creators in more developed regions. This counterintuitive reality implies that geographic location significantly influences monetization potential, contradicting the expectation of a level playing field in the digital content market. 3. Perception of engagement as a metric for success. The notion that engagement, likes, comments, shares is a clear indicator of content success is challenged by the experiences of Botswana filmmakers. Many participants voiced that the algorithmic bias toward engaging content often sidelines their serious narratives, suggesting that what drives visibility is not necessarily the quality or relevance of the content but its ability to engage viewers in a superficial manner. This undermines the values of artistic integrity and meaningful storytelling. 4. Complexity of monetization pathways. The expectation that creators can easily monetize their content through straightforward mechanisms such as ad revenue is complicated for filmmakers in Botswana. The need to resort to alternative monetization strategies such as using accounts in neighboring countries or relying on local intermediaries for payments underscores a convoluted and precarious monetization landscape that is not immediately apparent. This realization points to the systemic barriers that can complicate the monetization process for creators in developing regions. 5. The role of government and policy. There is an assumption that platforms like YouTube operate independently of local regulations and policies. However, the analysis emphasizes the importance of governmental involvement in establishing agreements with YouTube to facilitate monetization. This suggests that without proactive policy changes and negotiations, the potential for content creators in developing countries to harness the platform's full monetization capabilities remains severely limited, contradicting the idea that platforms can be universally accessed without local government facilitation. 6. Audience engagement versus creator control. The prevailing belief is that platforms empower creators to engage directly with audiences, leading to greater control over content distribution. However, the findings reveal that while YouTube does provide direct engagement opportunities, the actual control over monetization and visibility is significantly dictated by the platform's algorithms, which creators must adapt to rather than influence. This dynamic positions creators in a reactive stance where they must conform to platform expectations rather than actively shaping their audience engagement strategies. In summary, the analysis of YouTube's profit models in 2023, particularly regarding filmmakers in Botswana, reveals a complex interplay of algorithmic bias, geographic limitations, and a misalignment between content quality and monetization potential. These counterintuitive insights challenge traditional assumptions about the democratizing nature of digital platforms and underscore the need for systemic changes to create a more equitable monetization landscape for all creators, particularly those from underrepresented regions. In the context of YouTube creators' profit models in 2023, several key insights can be drawn from the comprehensive analysis of Gopolang Ditlhokwa's work and the Reddit discussion on monetization mechanics. Both sources touch on the challenges faced by creators in developing regions, particularly filmmakers in Botswana. While the overarching themes of algorithmic bias and geo-restrictions are widely acknowledged, certain critical aspects may be overlooked. Yet they hold significant implications for the future of content creation and monetization on YouTube. 1. Algorithmic bias beyond engagement metrics. While it is commonly understood that YouTube's algorithm favors high engagement content, the subtler implications of this bias can be easily overlooked. Creators producing niche or culturally specific content like those in Botswana are often at a significant disadvantage. The algorithm's preference for mainstream content not only limits visibility for these creators but also perpetuates a homogenized media landscape that lacks diversity. This bias can lead to a cycle where underrepresented voices struggle to gain traction, further entrenching their marginalization. The significance of this issue lies in its potential to stifle cultural expression. The creators from Botswana, for instance, may have unique stories and perspectives that could enrich the global narrative but are overshadowed by content that fits into the algorithm's mold. As Ditlhokwa argues, the algorithm should not only prioritize popular content but should also consider the diversity of voices. This aspect is crucial for fostering a more inclusive platform where various cultures and narratives can thrive. 2. Geo-restrictions as a barrier to monetization. Another critical point often overlooked in discussions about YouTube monetization is the impact of geo-restrictions, particularly for filmmakers in developing countries. The inability to access monetization features due to regional limitations severely constricts potential revenue streams. This is not just a technical issue. It has tangible economic consequences for creators who are already operating with limited resources. The lack of access to monetization features creates a two-tiered system where content creators from wealthier nations can capitalize on their work, while those from developing regions are left without viable paths to financial sustainability. This disparity highlights the necessity for policy interventions that advocate for equal treatment of creators regardless of their geographical location. Without such changes, the creative potential of entire regions may remain untapped and valuable cultural narratives may go unheard. 3. The role of government and regulatory bodies. The analysis emphasizes the need for local governments and regulatory bodies to engage with platforms like YouTube to establish fair policies that facilitate monetization for regional creators. This aspect is particularly significant as it underscores the intersection of technology policy and culture. Often the responsibility for addressing algorithmic bias and geo-restrictions falls on the platforms themselves. However, active involvement from local governments can help bridge the gap. By negotiating with YouTube, policymakers can advocate for the inclusion of developing regions in monetization programs, ensuring that creators from these areas have equal opportunities to benefit from their content. The lack of such advocacy can perpetuate existing inequalities within the digital landscape, stifling innovation and creative expression in regions that already face numerous challenges. 4. Understanding audience engagement beyond views and likes. While the focus on views and likes is critical for visibility, the analysis suggests that filmmakers in Botswana recognize the importance of genuine audience engagement. This understanding can lead to more meaningful interactions, fostering a community that values content for its cultural and artistic merit rather than just its marketability. This nuance is significant because it shifts the conversation from mere numbers to the quality of engagement. Filmmakers who prioritize building a loyal audience rather than just chasing algorithms may find more sustainable success in the long run. This approach can help cultivate a dedicated viewer base that appreciates diverse content, potentially counteracting the algorithmic biases that favor mainstream narratives. 5. Collaborative strategies for overcoming limitations.
The emphasis on collaboration and networking among filmmakers is another important insight that may be overlooked.
By working together, creators can amplify their collective voice and reach broader audiences. This strategy not only enhances visibility for individual creators but also fosters a sense of community within the filmmaking landscape.
Collaboration can take many forms, from joint projects to cross-promotional efforts, and can significantly impact monetization potential.
For instance, partnerships with creators who have established audiences can help emerging filmmakers gain visibility and credibility, providing a pathway to unlock monetization opportunities that might otherwise remain inaccessible.
6. Alternative monetization channels.
The discussion also highlights the exploration of alternative monetization channels beyond traditional ad revenue.
Filmmakers in Botswana are actively seeking sponsorships, partnerships, and product placements, demonstrating adaptability in the face of systemic challenges. This proactive approach is significant as it reflects an understanding that reliance on a single revenue stream can be detrimental, especially in a landscape marked by algorithmic unpredictability. By diversifying monetization efforts, creators can mitigate the risks associated with algorithmic bias and geo-restrictions. This adaptability can foster resilience within the creative community, allowing filmmakers to continue producing content even when faced with obstacles. 7. The importance of policy changes and advocacy. A significant takeaway from the analysis is the pressing need for policy changes and advocacy for equitable treatment of creators on platforms like YouTube. The relationship between creators and platforms is marked by power imbalances that often favor larger, wealthier creators. Advocating for policy changes that address these imbalances is crucial for fostering a more equitable environment for all creators. This sentiment underscores the importance of collective action among content creators, industry stakeholders, and policymakers.
By coming together to advocate for fair treatment and equitable access to monetization features, the creative community can work towards dismantling the barriers that currently hinder the growth and success of filmmakers in developing regions.
Conclusion.
In summary, while discussions around YouTube creators' profit models often center on algorithmic bias and monetization mechanics, numerous critical insights can be overlooked. The implications of these insights extend beyond individual creators. They touch on broader themes of cultural representation, economic equity, and the future of creative industries in an increasingly digital world. Addressing these challenges through policy changes, advocacy, and collaborative strategies is essential for unlocking the full potential of diverse voices in the global content landscape. Only then can platforms like YouTube truly serve as vehicles for creativity and cultural exchange,
allowing filmmakers from all backgrounds to thrive.
1. Algorithmic bias and its impact on visibility. The analysis reveals that YouTube's algorithmic bias significantly affects the visibility and monetization potential of filmmakers, particularly in developing regions like Botswana. The algorithm favors high engagement content, which often marginalizes niche or culturally specific works. This bias leads to a lack of representation for diverse voices and creates a barrier for creators who do not conform to mainstream content trends. The need for YouTube to adjust its algorithm to promote a wider variety of content types is crucial for fostering inclusivity and allowing underrepresented filmmakers to reach broader audiences. 2. Geo-restrictions and monetization challenges. Filmmakers in Botswana face geo-restrictions that prevent them from accessing YouTube's monetization features. These restrictions limit their capacity to earn revenue from their content,
hindering their growth and sustainability in the industry.
The study underscores the need for policy interventions between local regulatory bodies and YouTube to facilitate better access to monetization opportunities for creators in developing regions.
Addressing these geo-restrictions could significantly enhance the potential for financial sustainability in the Botswanan film industry.
3. Power dynamics and creator relationships. The relationship between YouTube and its creators is characterized by significant power imbalances, as highlighted by the critical theory perspective. The policies set by YouTube can reinforce existing inequities within the creative industry, especially for filmmakers from developing countries. This analysis calls for a re-evaluation of the platform's policies to create a more equitable environment that supports diverse content creators. By understanding and addressing these power dynamics, YouTube can better serve a global community of creators, providing them with the necessary tools and support to thrive. For strategies for overcoming limitations, the findings suggest that Botswana filmmakers are actively seeking ways to overcome algorithmic bias and geo-restrictions. Strategies include understanding the algorithm, leveraging trending topics, collaborating with other creators, and targeting a global audience. These proactive measures demonstrate the resilience of filmmakers in navigating the challenges posed by the platform. Enhancing awareness of these strategies can help equip creators with the knowledge needed to optimize their content for better visibility and monetization, ultimately contributing to the growth of the local film industry. 1. The Case of the Blair Witch Project, 1999. The Blair Witch Project is a groundbreaking independent horror film that utilized innovative marketing techniques and a viral marketing campaign to generate significant revenue. The film was produced on a shoestring budget of approximately $60,000 and went on to gross nearly $250 million worldwide. Its success is often attributed to the use of online marketing, particularly through websites that created a sense of reality around the film's premise. This case highlights how filmmakers can leverage digital platforms to maximize visibility and profitability, similar to how modern creators navigate platforms like YouTube. 2. The Rise of Nollywood Nigerian Film Industry. Nollywood, the Nigerian film industry, is one of the largest film industries in the world, producing thousands of films annually. Much of its success stems from the accessibility of low-cost video technology and a strong local market. Nollywood filmmakers often use platforms like YouTube to distribute their content globally, overcoming traditional barriers of entry in the film industry. The case illustrates how creators in developing regions can utilize digital platforms to reach audiences and generate revenue. Paralleling the challenges faced by filmmakers in Botswana. 3. Kung Fury, 2015. Kung Fury is a short-action comedy film that gained attention through a successful crowdfunding campaign on Kickstarter, raising over $630,000 from fans. The film's creators utilized social media and YouTube for marketing and distribution, generating millions of views and establishing a cult following. This case exemplifies the potential of independent creators to monetize their work through innovative funding strategies and digital distribution channels, akin to the challenges and opportunities faced by YouTube creators in developing regions. Future outlook: predictions for YouTube creators' profit models in 2025 and beyond. As we look towards 2025 and beyond, several key trends and predictions emerge that will shape the profit models for YouTube creators, particularly in developing regions like Botswana. These trends are informed by the challenges and opportunities highlighted in the current landscape of YouTube monetization. 1. Increased algorithm transparency. One of the significant criticisms of YouTube has been its opaque algorithms that favor high-engagement content, often disadvantaging creators with niche or culturally specific works. In response to mounting pressure from creators and advocacy groups, YouTube is expected to enhance the transparency of its algorithms. This evolution will likely include clearer guidelines on how content is recommended and monetized, allowing creators to better strategize their content creation efforts. 2. Policy reforms and regional monetization. As highlighted in the analysis of Botswana filmmakers, geo-restrictions significantly hinder monetization efforts. In the coming years, we predict that YouTube will work towards implementing more flexible policies that allow creators in developing countries to access monetization features similar to their counterparts in wealthier regions. This could involve creating partnerships with local regulatory bodies to establish payment systems that facilitate easier access to revenue streams for creators. 3. Diversification of revenue streams.
The traditional ad revenue model is likely to continue evolving.
Creators will increasingly seek to diversify their income through various channels such as merchandise sales, crowdfunding, sponsorships, and affiliate marketing.
YouTube's features like Super Chat channel memberships and merchandise shelf will become more integrated into creators' strategies, providing them with multiple avenues for generating income.
4. Focus on community engagement. With the rise of community-centric content, creators will need to prioritize building relationships with their audiences.
This trend will be driven by the need for authenticity and engagement, which algorithms increasingly reward.
Creators who actively interact with their viewers through comments, live streams, and exclusive content for members will likely see enhanced visibility and loyalty, leading to better monetization opportunities. 5. Enhanced support for diverse voices.
Recognizing the importance of representation, YouTube may introduce programs specifically aimed at supporting underrepresented creators. This could include grants, mentorship programs, and promotional opportunities for creators from diverse backgrounds.
Such initiatives will help level the playing field and increase the visibility of unique voices, thereby enriching the platform's content diversity. 6. Technological advancements in content creation. The rise of AI and machine learning technologies will aid creators in producing high-quality content more efficiently. Innovations in video editing, content recommendation systems, and audience analytics will empower creators to understand viewer preferences better and tailor their content accordingly.
As technology becomes more accessible,
even creators in developing regions will be able to produce and distribute professional quality content.
7. Global collaboration and networking.
Creators from different regions will increasingly collaborate to cross-promote their work, share audiences, and pool resources. This trend will be particularly beneficial for those in developing countries like Botswana who face challenges in visibility and monetization. Collaborative projects, whether through co-productions or guest appearances, will help creators tap into larger markets. 8. Regulatory changes in digital rights advocacy. As discussions about the regulation of digital platforms gain traction, creators will likely advocate for more robust rights regarding content ownership and monetization. Regulatory bodies may start to impose rules that protect creators' interests, pushing platforms like YouTube to adapt their policies. This shift could lead to more equitable revenue sharing models that acknowledge the value creators bring to the platform. 9. Increased importance of data privacy.
With growing concerns over data privacy, YouTube will face pressure to ensure user data is handled responsibly.
This focus on privacy will influence how creators engage with their audiences and what data they can access to inform their strategies. Creators will need to adapt to new privacy regulations while continuing to build trust with their viewers. 10. Sustainability and ethical content creation. As the global conversation around sustainability intensifies, creators will increasingly be held accountable for the content they produce.
This trend will likely lead to a rise in ethical content creation where creators focus on social issues, environmental advocacy, and responsible storytelling. Platforms may incentivize such content through promotional support or dedicated funding initiatives, further diversifying the types of content that thrive on YouTube. Conclusion. The profit models for YouTube creators are set to evolve dramatically by 2025, driven by technological advancements, increased transparency, and a focus on inclusivity.
Creators, particularly those in developing regions, will need to adapt to these changes by diversifying their revenue streams, engaging with their communities, and leveraging new tools and technologies. By addressing the existing barriers and embracing these trends, both creators and platforms can contribute to a more equitable and vibrant digital ecosystem.